Hello and welcome to this week's Mysticscopes, the week of May 8th, 2023, where I do a reading for the collective and pull cards from the Mystic Mondays decks for each zodiac sign. We have just one more week of Mercury retrograde, which ends on May 14th. Mercury is currently retrograde in the sign Taurus, a fixed sign which is ruled by Venus. A theme that has been coming up is how do I nourish myself and in what ways do I nourish myself? Taurus is a sign all about stability, but it's also about beauty and enjoying the finer things in life. This Mercury retrograde is the perfect time to ground yourself in your desires and to stay present in the moment, which is where the real magic happens. We also had the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio this past Friday on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. And if you're still feeling the feels, this is what the lunar eclipse is bringing to the surface. Some major shadow work. You're being confronted with whatever is being released right now, which will allow space for your most authentic self to emerge. Keep on doing the work. You got this. I'm curious, how has Mercury retrograde and eclipse season been for you? You can comment on this YouTube video or leave a comment on Spotify. Also, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you're listening to the podcast, follow along. All links will be in the show notes. If you haven't checked out our latest podcast episode with Pamela Chen, we dive deep into the themes of the Magician card. We talked about manifestation, surrendering to your desires, and embodying your rituals to manifest in the physical reality. We also talked about the 4 realms of manifestation. If you missed it, here's a clip from the episode.
Do some kind of manifestation practice every day. And I think that's what the Magician brings, that it's not the tools, it's not what you are doing, it's not the method that manifests for you, but you are the manifestation. And your practice and your tools just helps you realize that into reality.
We are also doing a giveaway of her Tarot of the Owls deck, which ends this Wednesday. Listen to our latest episode with Pamela Chen to find out how to enter, and the original Instagram post announcing this giveaway will be in the show notes. Before we dive into the collective reading, I just wanted to let you know about the upcoming masterclass I'm teaching on May 15th on how to create and market your deck. After creating 4 decks of my own now, both self-published with a Kickstarter and working with traditional publishers, I know a thing or two about making my own deck. I can walk you through the ins and outs of creating your deck from start to finish. If this is an idea that you've been waiting on, take this as a sign. Sign up for your ticket at createyourdeck.club. By the way, the last time I taught this class was 1 year ago, so you'll want to reserve your seat as I'm not completely sure if I'm going to teach this class again. So get your ticket at createyourdeck.club. For listeners, you can get 15% off your ticket if you use code Coven. For our community members, you can join our community at coven.mysticmondays.com. Okay, now let's get into the collective card reading of the week. Today we're using the Witchling Academy Tarot deck written by our latest podcast guest Pamela Chen with art by Mindy Zhang. Let's see what card pops out. Okay, I've got the Knight of Swords. I'm going to read from Pamela's guidebook. Daily incantation. I can achieve anything I put my mind and magic to. Magical meaning. Knight Lexi, year 4, is at the top of her class. Not only is she gorgeous, but she is one of the most intelligent witchlings in the academy, managing anything to do with computers and software. The energy of the Knight of Swords is all about taking swift action. Lexi does not wait for things to happen. She takes the initiative and creates momentum for herself to reach her goals. Right now, it is time for you to charge forward and create the action that you need to succeed. You know precisely what you need to do and how to do it, so trust your intellect and the energy of the Knight of Swords to guide you. If you need some help, Lexi's twin Samoyed familiars, Kato and Nola, can help you out. When you are fully activated in all areas of your life and rise to your highest potential, that is when you are the most abundant. So in this card, you can see the character Lexi with a sword, very determinedly heading into the direction that they're moving in. And there are two Samoyed dogs, I hope I'm saying that right, also protecting and guiding her along as she's on her little witch broom. The Knight of Swords is traditionally all about being really focused on your goals and chasing after your ambitions with wild abandon. But it's also about a concentrated amount of effort into whatever you decide to focus on, and the energy is that you're all in. So whatever it is that has culminated over this full moon, the realizations that you've had during Mercury retrograde, it's time to start gathering those resources so that you can go full speed ahead on what you're most desiring for your own life. And you can let Lexi, the character from the Witchling Academy Tarot, as the Knight of Swords to help guide you forward. All right, so on to the Mysticscopes of the week. Before we get started, I just wanted to explain how this works. I'll be pulling one card for each zodiac sign from the Mystic Mondays decks. You can click on the timestamp below for your sign. It's recommended that you check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Okay, here we go. Hey Aries, this week you've got Rat. The Rat is highly adaptable and able to find resources, especially when resources seem scarce. This is also a card about taking risks, and that eventually your risks will start to pay off. So tap into your resources. Look to the things that you already have and create opportunities from the scraps that are being handed to you. This card is all about multiplying your efforts. So spend your time wisely. Taurus, you've got planetary return, which is when a planet returns to the exact placement of where it was when you were born. So depending on the planet will depend on the length of its orbit and how long it takes to make a complete orbit from when you were born back to where it was in your natal chart. So this planetary return card could be a great time to look to see if there are any upcoming returns, like a Saturn return, a solar return, which is your birthday, or anything else that is coming up. It could be a great time also to reflect on a significant planetary return, which often could be a Saturn return, because that's when a lot of us are growing more into our adult selves. So take this card as a moment to reflect on the significant times for yourself and what has happened then and how are you handling it now. And if there is a upcoming planetary return coming up for you, this could be a good time to see where you can possibly prepare for it or what you're hoping to learn or gain from this time period. You've got Two of Cups, which is about indecision, stillness, and being at impasse. At this time, you could be struggling to make a decision, and you're in a waiting period before you can make any moves. Right now, it's a really good time to make any pros and cons lists and to weigh your options. So if you're feeling frustrated about not being able to move forward, just think of this as the precious gift of time. giving yourself time to think through your options so that you can further clarify if you are making the right decisions for yourself. You could also be waiting for something in order to make this decision, but right now you also have to feel into what feels right versus what you think is logically right. So tune in to your body and notice how you're feeling. Your body is a good indicator to understand if you are making decisions that ultimately feel right for you. Cancer, you've got red jasper, which is all about justice, strength, and stability. Red jasper helps heal any wound around injustice, healing your base chakra so that you can feel safe and supported in your everyday life. Red jasper can alleviate any chronic worry that you might have so that you can clear space for more joy to enter. It can also heal any issues related to sex so that you can explore your sexuality in healthy ways. This card is also about healing the feminine and masculine energies that are within you so that you can have a balanced approach in integrating these two energies to work together. This card ultimately is a sign for you to explore what feels safe to you and how you can further nurture yourself. This week you've got the Whale card, which is all about wisdom, using your vessel, and depth. There is wisdom all around you and available to you, as deep as the ocean. And the whale acts as a vessel of mysterious consciousness, bringing the unconscious up to the surface. The whale is assigned to dive deeper into your consciousness and to explore what's in the hidden depths of your soul. This is a great time to also practice rituals with water, as water rules emotions and can help you move any stuck emotions that are in your body right now. That way, if there's anything under the surface, you can properly release it without any emotions being bottled up and pressured inside of your body that will eventually explode. So this card is also about regulating your emotions, mind, body, spirit. The whale is encouraging you to confront any fears right now. And by confronting these fears, you're making space for yourself to ride bigger waves. So you've got waning gibbous moon, which signifies harvest, reception, and gratitude. I would advise you to mark the next waning gibbous moon to see what significant things are coming up for you, or the last waning gibbous moon, and just reflect on what happened during that time period. But this moon absolutely reflects harvest and reaping the benefits of all of the seeds that you've planted. So it's time to revel in the abundance that you've created for yourself and to allow yourself to be supported at this time. This is a very reciprocal time where the more you give, the more you are able to receive. So give generously if you can, and just notice the energy that comes back to you when you do that. Trust that the universe is conspiring with you and that all of your desires that you've planted are coming into fruition now. You've got Four of Cups, which is all about distraction, withdrawal, and rumination. So you could be feeling restless and bored and distracted by things that are pulling at your attention, but not necessarily moving you forward, which can cause frustration. However, in this card, there are opportunities in front of you if you choose to see them. So this card is also about widening your perspective and to look for other options and to notice the other options that are available to you. This card is also about going within. And I do sometimes like to call this the meditation card because it's about accessing your own inner wisdom to unlock the doors of opportunity. So if you're not seeing opportunities in front of you, it is within your power to create them. This card is all about changing your perspective, but sometimes it takes taking a step back in order to do so. Scorpio, you've got blue lace agate, which represents being gentle with yourself and new beginnings. If you are experiencing any doubt right now, this card is giving you the gentle encouragement to go in the right direction, which means listening to your deep inner feelings versus what you think you should do. Blue lace agate helps release anything that is being stuck in your throat chakra so that you can fully express yourself and your needs. This card is a sign that your feelings are valid and important. Allow yourself to start afresh every single day and release what is no longer serving you. So if there is any judgment, any negative thoughts, or worrying about what other people think about you, this is a good time to release those worries and allow yourself to be seen and heard for who you are, fully in your expression. Sagittarius, this week you've got Flamingo, which is all about balance, staying centered, and socializing. This card is all about finding your center of gravity. As a form of meditation, it's important for you to stay focused. And sometimes we can get distracted by what's going on around us. This is also a card about staying active and moving your body, which is a great way to ground yourself if you are feeling pulled by chaotic energy. Flamingos are social birds, so if you feel the need to hang out with your flock and reach out to your friends, this is definitely a great time to do that. This is also a reminder to define balance in the season of life that you're in. And sometimes balance looks differently depending on what's going on. So give yourself some grace if you are struggling to find some balance right now. Capricorn, you've got the card Solstice, which represents focus, transition, and amplification. This card represents your relationship to the sun, as the solstice tends to be the shortest day of the year during the winter solstice, or the longest day of the year during the summer solstice. Solstice translates to sun stands still, and this could be representing the way that you allow yourself to shine, the way that you allow yourself to be seen. This card is a reminder to develop a relationship to the sun and to just notice how the sun affects you in your day-to-day life. How can you allow the sun to feed your life source? And how can you allow the sun to inspire you to be a source of light for others? Aquarius, you've got Knight of Wands, which is all about ambition, taking risks, and being action-oriented. This is the time to trust your gut and to act on your impulses. If you start taking action, things will start to unroll and unfurl for you so that the steps make sense as you go. But the first step is just to take a step at all. Your mantra this week: act first and think later. This is about committing to your dreams and taking the necessary action steps to make it happen. And even if things change, you are allowed to pivot and to change your course of direction as you go. But trust yourself and trust the feeling of excitement that comes when you think of the things that you desire. You've got Cat's Eye, which signifies agility, intuition, and protection. You can use the energy of Cat's Eye to protect yourself from evil spirits and act as a talisman to create strong boundaries. Like a cat, it gives you the agility to move with speed, to be undetected, and to progress ahead of your competitors. Cat's Eye gives you the ability to see through the dark, aka see through the shadows, which allows you to see your truth. This card is a sign that you are activating a higher level of intuition and to help you restore anything that was lost. And that's it for this week's Mysticscopes. Please follow, like, and subscribe to my podcast and YouTube channel. And also a reminder that the giveaway for the Tarot of the Owls deck is ending this Wednesday. So be sure to click on the Instagram link to see the full rules of how to enter. Turn on your notifications for when the next episode comes out this Wednesday with our latest podcast guest. Until next time.